Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting. This is a general reading for the zodiac sign of Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising sign. So if this reading doesn't resonate and if you have the time, I encourage you to check out the videos for your moon and or rising sign because sometimes your messages will be coming from there. Also, thank you so much to everyone who has booked a personal reading with me so far. I really appreciate the support. And if you are interested in booking a personal reading with me, the information to do so is in the description box below. So Scorpio, let's just go ahead and jump into your reading. I've done about 6 or 7 signs so far, and you guys have the most positive first card. This is how you're feeling at this time. It's a 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is all about wish fulfillment, feeling content in your heart, feeling content at home with family. If you're single and live alone, this is just feeling content and happy at home, maybe with pets or just by yourself. It's also about realizing that nothing lasts forever. So this makes sense for you Scorpios because you Scorpios tend to be one of the more deeper signs in the zodiac. So it's kind of like you realize that you feel really good right now, but you're also aware that, you know, happiness is fleeting and it's not, you know, it's not a permanent state of being. And from a more Eastern Buddhist perspective or yogic perspective, it's good to keep that in mind because from those perspectives, when we think that something good is never going to end, that's actually the cause of suffering. So I know a lot of readers don't read the 10 of Cups this way, but I do. It's kind of like, because if you look at this 10 of Cups card, it's kind of like an over-the-top joy and contentment. So the warning in the background is, this is something that is not permanent. It's not something that lasts forever, right? Things are always changing. Kids grow up and move out, you know, and I'm not trying to put a negative spin on this, but the 10 of Cups is often for me, like I said, about permanence versus impermanence and what is truly real. And I feel like, and I'm reading this for you Scorpios this way, not only because that's what's coming up for me right now, but because a lot of you Scorpios, like I said, tend to be more deeper mentally and emotionally. So it's like you guys might be experiencing joy right now, but there's always a part of you that says, I'm not going to get overly attached to this because I know that emotions and states of being are not real. They're always changing. And it's not, you know, I'm not here to say a judgment on it. It's not good or bad one way or another. I have my personal spiritual views on that topic, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just pointing out that it feels like a lot of you Scorpios are in that space right now. But overall, you guys are feeling happy. It's like the blocks are falling into place. You feel happy and content with a situation you're in right now, most likely having to do with home, emotions, romantic relationship. It's not necessarily a romantic relationship. You could be getting along really well with just people in your life in general. And just feeling overall content with where you're at right now, Scorpio. The second card you have is what you're wanting at this time. It's a Page of Cups. The Page of Cups could be a younger water sign individual, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. This could be you, Scorpio, because you are a water sign after all. And it is a feminine energy, but don't get caught up on that because we all have masculine and feminine energy, but probably more likely to apply to you if you identify with a feminine identity. And if you are on a more youthful side of the spectrum, we'll say under 40. The Page of Cups is someone who wants to explore their artistic side. They want to look at poetry or read novels or paint or make jewelry. And this could not be your normal mode of being, Scorpio, but it's a part of you that's coming out right now where you want to do something creative. And if it's not exactly doing something creative, it's wanting to express yourself some way, you know, artistically. It's like wanting to express yourself in some kind of like higher mode, if that makes sense. Yeah. This is also about being, what's the word? Being inspired by something or someone. So there could be a person in your life that's bringing these feelings for you that makes you feel inspired to be more artistic. Okay? Or it could just be some kind of circumstance around you or opportunities coming to you where you feel like it's time for you to explore your more artistic side. Okay, and if this isn't you, Scorpio, if you're not identifying with this Page of Cups as yourself, this could be a water sign individual that is around you, a love partner connection, a child, a cousin or a friend, or maybe a workmate that you're getting close to. It could be someone that is making you be in this space of wanting to express yourself, wanting to be more creative, wanting to be more emotional. Yeah, because you have you have 4 cups in this reading, Scorpio. We'll get to all of them, but the first 2, as we already said, 10 of Cups, and now we have Page of Cups. So feeling more emotional, feeling more emotionally expressive. And these first 2 cards are showing me that you are kind of feeling good right now, Scorpio. You're feeling like a little, how do you say, skip in your step? I don't know. I'm really bad with these sayings. I don't know. Sorry. You guys know what I'm talking about. The third card is 5 of Cups. This is a challenging card, and it's in the challenge position, so there you go. Challenges you're encountering right now. There has been some loss that you're dwelling on, Scorpio. The 5 of Cups is all about dwelling on something that was lost probably in the past or the recent past, focusing on the spilled cups and not really focusing on the 2 that remain upright. There could have been just something that's kind of coming back that is making you feel a little down, feeling a little sad and gloomy. It could be this weather change. I live in California. I don't, it's going to be different wherever you live, but coming into the fall months, colder months, it could be putting, oh my God, Yesenia. It could be putting you in a more introspective kind of review space where you're looking at things that maybe you've pushed aside all year long, things that are, making you feel a little sad or down, feeling a little gloomy, and it's something that is kind of standing in your way right now. I don't see it as a huge thing, Scorpio. It is just a minor card. I don't see it as something that's totally defining you right now. It's just something that you're going through right now. It is your season, Scorpio, so happy birthday. So maybe some of you, when your birthday comes up, it's a little sad for you, which again, and I'm not trying to put you Scorpios in this box. I know I always say this about you guys, that you guys are very deep, but it's true. So like a lot of people, like some of the more lighter, airier, fluffier signs might get really excited when it's their birthday, but like I feel like Scorpios are not really like that. They're more deep and thoughtful about it. So maybe because your birthday is coming up, it's putting you in a more reflective mode, and it's making you remember things that might have hurt you. The 4th card is opportunities at this time. It's the 7 of Wands reversed. So yeah, there's a little bit of a warning here, I feel. I feel like there is some kind of situation that may be coming up right now or in the near future, Scorpios, that is a little anxiety inducing for you. Like you might be like, oh crap, this is a little tricky or complex, and you're trying to figure out how to deal with all these different wands coming at you, different issue areas coming at you. Yeah, so I'm seeing that there is this energy of you might feel a little overwhelmed. You might feel like you might have felt for a while that you could handle a lot of things, and that's starting to come undone a little bit. Where you feel like, okay, now I feel stressed out about this. Now I feel overwhelmed. Now I feel a little anxious. Yeah, and it's just feeling like you can't quite handle as much as you thought, and feeling like you need to just take a step back. And that's not necessarily it isn't a bad thing, Scorpios. It's just saying that this is what's coming up for you right now, that there's something that happens where it kind of puts you more in that space of, okay, I am starting to feel a little run down. Maybe I can't handle everything coming at me the way I thought I did. I need to ask for support, or I need to take a little bit of a break. Because this person in the upright position, they are very strong in their stance, and they're handling all those wands coming at them alone. And it being in the reverse position is telling me that you've been in that space for a long time, and it's starting to wear you down a little bit. So it's time for you to kind of take a more balanced approach and not trying to do everything on your own, Scorpio, whatever that means for you. The next card you have is advice that the cards are giving you at this time. It's the 4 of Cups reversed. So this is interesting because I was talking about how I felt like you guys might be in a more introspective space right now. And the Four of Cups in the upright is all about that energy. So this is telling me that it's likely that you are in a more introspective, it could be like a little grumpy or brooding, not necessarily so. It could just be very, very lucid and sober about something that you're going through or just life in general. And the advice with it being reversed is that the advice is to focus on new beginnings, because the Four of Cups reversed is all about, it's not saying don't be in that energy of being reflective and introspective, but the advice is saying that it is a ripe time to kind of turn a new leaf, to kind of have a new beginning, especially in relationship, because cups are about emotions and matters of the heart. So the advice is saying to don't be afraid to start a new beginning with yourself, with someone else. It's definitely not saying to don't be introspective. If that's where you're at right now, definitely allow yourself to experience whatever you're experiencing. But the advice is kind of saying that it is a good time to, it's not saying don't be thoughtful and reflective, but other things to do besides that. So it's, the advice is kind of saying, Scorpios, you guys might be sitting down just overthinking things too much and not being out in the world with people enough. So the advice is to kind of balance it out by seeking out new beginnings. Maybe it's new projects or new things you want to work on, new people to talk to. It's saying that that would be a good thing for you right now to kind of get out of this more just wanting to stay reflective only energy. The final card you Scorpios have is the outcome from all these general energies. It's the Star reversed. So Scorpios, I'm going to be honest, it feels like with these energies at this time, there's a part of you that kind of loses hope, which actually makes sense because when we are very high, like in this Ten of Cups energy that you had at the beginning with the position was, I will remind you, is how you're feeling at this time. A lot of times when we're in an over-the-top high positive energy and then the people and situations around us don't necessarily match that vibration with us, it kind of makes us a little down. And the Star reverse is all about kind of losing a little bit of faith and hope. And like I said, it makes sense to me. It seems logical because, you know, yeah, like when we're feeling really good, a lot of times people will be threatened by that, or they'll be upset that you are so happy and jolly and they don't necessarily feel that way. So I feel like that could be what's happening with you Scorpios. It's like it kind of knocks you down a couple of notches and you're like, oh, okay. And then you're kind of like, oh, maybe I can't be happy, or maybe I was just being silly. But Scorpios, don't lose hope and faith. Like you are, it's saying you are going to experience that as the outcome from these energies, but it's temporary, you know, it's just something that you have to go through right now. And even though the Star is reversed, it's still the Star. It's still a very powerful card. So I feel like it being in the reversal is saying that, you know, you are going to kind of go through this period where you feel like you're losing a little bit of hope. But don't lose faith. You know, you still have the Star card within your reach. And it's funny because that second card, the Page of Cups, with what you're wanting, which I read as a more artistic, emotional expression, I often read the Star in the upright about an artistic person who really is finding themselves and finding their true expression. So it's kind of like maybe you try your hand at expressing yourself in some way and you feel maybe that it backfired on you. Maybe you feel a little embarrassed as you kind of find your feet in this new expression of yourself. So the Star reversed is kind of just picking up on that energy where it's a little bump in the road where you feel like, oh, you know, it wasn't really how I imagined. But Scorpios, don't get discouraged. It's just all part of the process for you guys, especially if you are new to expressing yourself and that hasn't really been something that you do a lot of times, if that makes sense. So the final card that I pulled to top off the energy of this reading, it's from a deck of cards that's only the majors and the four aces. You have Judgment. So the Judgment is all about Judgment Day coming. It's about atonement, paying the piper, you know, things getting accounted for. It's also about letting something die so that something new can come in. Yeah, and if you look, like there's this bird figure that has this kind of like mushroom trumpet sounding the call of Judgment Day. Judgment Day has come, and there are skulls around its feet, letting what needed to die die so that the new judgment call can be sounded. So I feel like you Scorpios are going through a change. I feel like you are in the process of letting something from the past go and die and remain on the ground so that you can kind of give out your judgment call and let it be known to those around you that you are entering a new space, a rebirth, a renewal. The Judgment card is all about, rising up from the ashes, the phoenix rising up from the ashes in their fiery glory. So, yeah, I feel like you Scorpios, you do have a couple of difficult cards with the Five of Cups and the Seven of Wands reversed, and I feel like these are things that you're going through so that you could get to that Judgment Day energy where you can finally let them go. I'll just share something really fast that my spiritual teacher said last week. She was telling someone that she was dialoguing with that, when the memories come back and we're just playing them over and over again in our head, it's when they haven't, maybe been in your mind for a while, it's kind of like they're coming back to say their final goodbyes. And I get that vibe with this Judgment card. That's for when she said that, it made me think of the Judgment card in Tarot, because it's kind of like those final demons, those final things we are struggling with come back one last time to kind of pay their dues and say their goodbyes or something like that. And I feel like that's what you Scorpios are going through right now, especially with your birthday coming up. It's like a big time of transition for you Scorpios, and you're taking it very seriously, and you're really ready to let something go so that you can be in a new energy. So that's what I have for you Scorpios. I hope this was helpful. If it resonated, please let me know in the comment section below. That's really helpful for me. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are interested in booking a personal reading with me, the information to do so is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Scorpios. I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.